So this might be my last video on YouTube, or at least it feels like the right time to pause and reflect. So after 18 months, about 132 videos, countless walks, experiments and mistakes, I've learned quite a lot. So today I'm going to share with you the 10 honest lessons that I really do wish somebody had told me at the start of this journey. So whether you're thinking of starting a channel, if you're already creating, or if you're just curious about the quite frankly messy reality behind the scenes, this video is for you today, and it also happens to be my last one. Point one would be pick a niche or pay the price. If you talk to everyone, you talk to no one. Now, I resisted niching down far too long, thinking that variety would work for me. Now, in reality, a confused audience doesn't stick around. So in 133 episodes, I tried several different genres to try and appeal to an audience. I did historical e-trips, which I absolutely love doing them. With each one of those videos, I was spending a really large amount of time on the actual editing. I was adding soundtracks, music, putting a lot of thought and effort into every single one of the 20 or so e-trips that I produced. Yet stubbornly, they remained relatively low on views. And it was one of the most demoralizing things I've been through on YouTube. Pouring your heart and soul into a passion project, which for me was the e-trips, the history coming alive. And me presenting it, it was kind of like a childhood dream to be a history professor, but actually also a TV presenter. And on YouTube, it allowed me to do that. And I was able to present history in a unique style to me. And I absolutely loved it. I did really enjoy that entire process. Unfortunately, nobody else did. Hence why I then changed the niche again. Now, I sadly thought it would be enough, wrongly or rightly, to be able to just show your personality on YouTube and people would come. People would warm to your personality. So it didn't really matter too much what you were talking about. So I figured that I'd be able to talk about things I've done in my past, my Everest adventures. And that was a pretty big thing in my life. Trying to climb the highest mountain in the world twice and then writing a book about it meant I had something to talk about. And I did put a few videos out there talking about my Everest adventures, yet the views on them remained stubbornly low. Now, I liked them. I thought that there was a lot of value to those videos. I thought if anybody watched them, you would get some takeaways from them. And I really enjoyed recording those videos about my Everest days. Unfortunately, nobody else did, so I picked a different niche. Now, I've come down onto the Durham Heritage Coast, 5 minutes from my house. I'm gifted to have this glorious natural landscape literally within a stone's throw from where I live. And you'll notice, or if you have watched a lot of my videos, if you've been one of the few people who has came back, I've came down onto this stretch of beach quite often because it's an amazing resource to have. And generally, there's nobody here. You've got miles of clear golden sands and rugged cliffs, and it's amazing. And this is a great place for me to come. Now, today it's really warm. It's 83 degrees on the last day of June 2025. And it's glorious. It's really nice to be here. Yet I don't really want to go on too much more about that because I'm off topic now. I'm talking about things that people will lose interest in. So I feel like I can't even talk like this unless there's any value in a sentence or in two sentences that I'm saying. People switch off. You can't put your personality out onto YouTube, so it seems, if there's no value behind that personality. That's ultimately one of the big takeaways that I've learned. So you have to be specific with a niche. You have to choose something and you have to just tell people about it. Generally, people are not asked about your life. They don't care what your background is. They don't care if you have a wife, a kid, you drive a Land Rover, a Jeep, whatever. People have got no time in life. That's the one thing that I've learned from running a YouTube channel for a year and a half. You have to just get to the point or you lose people. It's sad, but it's the reality of YouTube. Now, my point two would be value over virality. Chasing trends feels tempting, but delivering real value does create a loyal community. Views tend to come and go, but trust sticks, and that's one thing I'm guilty of. So during the course of the 130 odd videos that I've produced on the channel, I'd look at what was trending, and if there was some video that seems to have stuck and is doing really, really well, I'd try and replicate it myself, because everybody tells you to do that. If you see something that's worked for somebody else, why can't it work for you? Within reason. As long as you don't rip off their script entirely, take the idea, take the title, and then elaborate on that and make it your own. Put your own stamp on that. Now, I was guilty of doing that several times with some of the videos that I offered out there for life advice for 50-year-olds, life advice for people my age and above. And I got criticised for that. I had people say to me that giving life advice was the ultimate form of arrogance. Yeah, it's worked for other people, but when I tried to replicate that same success, I just crashed and burned, I'm afraid. So chasing those viral views, not necessarily the way to go on YouTube. I think coming up with your own unique video that goes viral is a far better metric for success than copying somebody else's video. Imitation is the best form of flattery, so they say, but comparison is also the thief of joy. My third point in what I've learned after 130 odd videos on YouTube is consistency beats perfection. Now, fancy gear, endless tweaking, it doesn't matter as much as showing up regularly. Consistency does build momentum, and it also breeds confidence as well. So when I first started on YouTube, I spent hours poring over videos on how to edit, what's the best techniques to use for editing, tweaking this, adjusting that, spending literally 7-8 hours on a 15-minute long video. You then upload that to YouTube, excited, thinking this is going to be the one that's going to finally break you on the channel. But then it does break you, physically and emotionally mainly, because you get 20-30 views for what could be up to 10 hours worth of work, and it's the most demoralizing experience of your life. So I think what's more important now on YouTube is being more consistent, just not worrying about the professionalism and the look of your videos, just putting yourself out there. Whatever you want to say it, and if people like how you say it, they'll stick around and listen. It doesn't matter whether you've got some fancy editing going on or some slick transitions between scenes. If what you say is important and people value that, they will watch regardless of the amount of hours you spend tweaking and editing that masterpiece. My number 4 point, and this is one I put out on the video last time. In fact, this is probably one of the two most important things, is it's paid promotion can and will hurt you. Now, I used YouTube's paid promotion tool. Yes, it gave me a lot of numbers, but it gave me zero connection. So the wrong audience is worse than no audience at all, believe me. So as I said on the previous video, if I was to choose 2 specific reasons why I feel as though my channel is now coming to an end, it's because I use the paid promotion tool on YouTube, as well as not choosing a niche, which I've spoke about. It's more important than you think. If you do decide to promote your videos, you are going to achieve the wrong audience unless you have that niche from the outset. If you've got your niche and you then use the paid promotion tool, that's probably going to work for you better than having no niche whatsoever. Using a paid promotion tool on 1 or 2 of your videos, then switching it up and putting completely different videos out there, which is exactly what I did. Hence why I have this false subscriber base that has zero interest in the type of content that I've been producing over the last few months. Hence why the views on my videos have remained stubbornly low, regardless of how slick, how well edited they are, or how authentic they are. The channel is just completely and utterly finitoed, and I've now realized that that has to now end, and I have to either start new or just take some time out. Point 5 in this 10-point list would be comments can be gold, but they can also be poison as well. So you need to engage with your audience, listen, reply, and grow with them. But don't let trolls or random negativity derail you, as it did me for the first handful of videos that I put out there. This is the internet at the end of the day, folks. You are going to get people who'll just sit and have got nothing better to do with the time than to take a shot at you. Mean words typed on a keyboard can sting, especially if you've got thin skin like I have. So what you have to be prepared for on YouTube is the barrage of negativity. You may get, you may not. People might love you from the outset and you get very few negative comments thrown your way. But you have to toughen up that skin and be prepared to deal with the negativity, the toxicity that may come your way. But also love the positive comments, because they make you feel truly special. Every time somebody added a really nice comment to one of my videos, it made it feel like all that hard work and effort was worth it and it was paying off. So enjoy the good, the nice comments, the gold, but don't let the bad, the negative ones wear you down. My sixth point, your story matters more than your setup. So I've filmed videos with my iPhone predominantly, and the stabilization is non-existent. But those videos with shaky footage performed better than some of my most polished ones. So the authentic storytelling does seem to win out every time on this platform. So the key message there, and everybody's now telling you that, is be authentic. Don't try and be something you're not. People will see through you. You have to be as natural and as authentic on camera as you can be, and people will love you for it, believe me. If you try and be something you're not, it's going to show. It really is. So no matter what I do going forward here, whether I decide to start a new channel on cosmic ordering, on spirituality, on Buddhism, on Stoicism, the one thing that I will be is authentic. Because when I first started out, I was using teleprompters, I was trying to script out word for word what I wanted to say, and it looked false. You could see it wasn't authentically me. The views I was getting suggested as much. I know that the authentic stuff that I've done recently has still attracted low views, but at least with that, I've tried to be myself. I've tried to mix it up, and I've tried to gain the views by being my authentic self. Since I was being authentic and more authentic than I was when I first started, comments started coming in. I was getting more comments. So it is true. Be yourself and they will come. Undoubtedly. Point 7, you will burn out if you don't enjoy it. So if you're only chasing metrics, you'll quit. So you've got to find joy in the process here, in the filming, the editing, the ideas, or it will feel like a chore and you'll quit, you'll stop doing it. If it gets to the point where it does feel like that, your YouTube journey is either A, over, or B, you need to take some time out to reflect. You have to enjoy this. If you commit and go all in into YouTube, love the process. Or you have to learn to love the process. Because if every video you do, every time you sit down to edit that video you've produced feels like a chore, YouTube is not for you. So love what you do. I have a saying in this life, and it's so true. It's live the life you love and love the life you live. And that's so applicable to the YouTube creator's journey. Point 8, your titles and your thumbnails are half the game. So you can have the best video in the world, and you really can. But if nobody clicks it, then it doesn't exist. You need to hook them first and then deliver after. So that means you do need to spend a little bit of time thinking through your thumbnails and your titles, because they're ultimately what's going to draw people in. If they're rubbish, or if they're average at best, no one's going to click on them. You click on an eye-catching thumbnail, you click through to watch a title that draws you in, that has some kind of a value proposition. So you have to do a lot of thinking around the title and the thumbnail. Don't think it's a secondary requirement, because it isn't. It's fundamentally a lot more important in many respects than the actual video in the first place. Get your title and thumbnail right, give what you say the title's offering, and you won't go far wrong. Just 2 points to go now, but point 9 is you've got to be ready to pivot. The channel you start isn't always the channel that you end up with. Embrace evolution and don't be afraid to change. I can't stress that strongly enough. I mean, I epitomise that, because that's exactly what I'm doing now. I've realised, I mean, it's taken me 130 odd videos, but I've realised that what I'm doing currently on this channel with these broken subscribers isn't working. So yes, I could walk away completely, or I can start again. I can take some time out and I can come back stronger with a different channel, niche down, and pivot away from everything that I've done previously that hasn't worked for me. So don't see it as a failure, see it as a learning curve. If something's not working for you, don't be afraid to ditch it and just start again. Eventually you'll find the path. Eventually you'll find your tribe. You'll find the direction that you're looking for. Yes, it might take 10 videos, it might take 20. As in my case, it might take me 133, and I'm still not there. I have to start again now, but I can start again. That's the wonderful thing called life. Having drive and purpose and ambition when it comes to YouTube is fundamental. They're the 3 core foundations that you need to be successful on this platform. Don't be afraid to pivot. My final point on the 10 things I've learned after over 130 videos on YouTube is you don't need permission. Stop waiting to be good enough or for the stars to align. Just start, because you will learn faster by doing rather than planning. You can plan till the cows come home. You might tell yourself you need a better camera, you need this microphone, you need to take your time and plan out every video. But the only quickest and bestest way to learn is just by starting. Just do. Begin the process. Genius has power and boldness in it. Begin it now. Don't wait. So I don't know if this is truly my last video. Maybe it is. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow with a new idea. But after 130 videos, I know this. Every view, every comment, every single piece of connection, it all mattered. Now, if you are on the fence about creating, let this be your sign to start. And if you've been here with me through any of my 133 videos, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you made all of this worth it for me. So I'll see you in the next chapter, wherever that might be. In the meantime, keep wondering and keep wandering. This is Ellis signing out for now. I think I'll go and have a pint of cider. Might as well keep the pattern going. Why change the habit of a lifetime?